What's up, guys? It's your boy Troy Weeks Music, and you know what time it is. It's time for Keeping It Funky with Troy Weeks Music. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again once a month. You know how we do. We had to reschedule this week, so for those of you who are like, "What the hell's going on, Troy?" We're here. We just had to reschedule because a lot of craziness has been going on. It's been an awesome month, and it's been great times. Like to give you a little update. First and foremost, before we get started, in the building today, of course, is God's beloved.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
There you go.
Hey. How's it going?
It's going, huh? This is our rescheduled day. Just a couple updates. As you guys know, Troy Weeks and G Groove has a residency at Savannah. We just had a residency last night. Pretty dope, pretty cool. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, please come check us out for the year is over.
Yes.
Go check us out for the year's over, guys. At Savannah. It's been pretty awesome. This week we're coming up. Not next week we're going to be at Pianos Upstairs for Soul Night. You guys got to come check out Soul Night. We add a couple songs to our repertoire of different soul artists: Aretha Franklin, Alicia Keys, James Brown. Just name a couple few that some of those that we don't normally do. We always do James Brown,
Yes, James Brown.
Yeah, but we added a couple other things to the set, so you guys got to check it out. And then the 28th we'll be in Queens, singing with a friend of G's. After I do a wedding, so that's gonna be a day. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's happening and things are moving, and so I'm excited about that. Outside of that, I'm trying to figure out like the major things that's missing. I always talk about certain things. So G Groove, myself as an individual with Troy Weeks Music. The talk show, the Homos Talk Show is going, and it's going strong. You guys have to check it out if you guys haven't had a chance to. The Homos Talk Show, we film it on Mondays, but it goes out each and every week to a couple days throughout the week. Different segments go out, and it's been really good.
Yeah, I actually got a chance to listen in, and it was...
You was listening?
Yeah, I was listening. It was pretty juicy, pretty entertaining, so... Yeah, I'd definitely say check it out.
It's awesome, guys. It's myself. Well, it's created by a guy named Aaron who lives in the Maryland, D.C. area. So shout out to Aaron in the Maryland, D.C. area. It's also my
DMV.
girl. Also has my girl Yuri on there, and my bro Chris. Yuri, trans woman, and Chris is a lesbian, and myself pansexual. So we are homos, and we talk about different topics every week, and it's pretty interesting and exciting. You guys got to check it out. Oh, I know how you say you listen. Then I'm gonna be quiet. Anyway, outside of that, Funk Family Showcase is back, in effect, and we have God's Beloved back in season. He was our feature this week, and so shout out to God's Beloved. Also shout out to him. He released his EP, and so we'll get more into that later on with his, maybe two of his songs. We'll try and make that happen. I think that that'll be dope. I'll talk a little bit about it. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything with myself. Genesis is doing good. If you guys wondering, she's good. She's growing. Her birthday is coming up soon, and I'll be in Kansas at some point for that. She's going to be turning 3 years old. So, wow, time flies. Time flies. I'm somebody's daddy, and she's going to be 3. So I'm super excited about that. I'm trying to think about my music, guys. I got a single I'm working on. A couple years ago, I was getting ready to release a single called Harlem Salsa. You guys know I'm Black and Puerto Rican from Harlem. So shout out to my heritage and my community. Whoop, whoop. And so through that, I created a single called Harlem Salsa. I made a dance and everything. So it's going to be pretty cool. And I finally re-recorded it. And I'm going to be shooting a video for it soon. I'm just waiting to get the master back. So once that's done, you guys want to be in the video, want to be a part, come do the Harlem Shake with Jade. You're gonna see her do the dance. I'm gonna show her the dance. I'm gonna show her how to bust it out, and she's gonna bust it out with me. Guys will love it. Should be cool. So come check it out. I'm feeling like what else is missing? That's it. Forget it. Doesn't really matter because I'm here and I'm here with but God's Beloved and Jade, and we're just making it happen. Shout out to Sky's Crescent Radio first and foremost.
Sky Crescent Radio.
It's been amazing just being a part and doing my thing. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do what we do. Shout out to you, Boss Lady, and also check us out, Trainwalkers. We have an open mic every single month. Right now, October 9th is the next one. It's going to be second Wednesdays of the month. So check us out. Poet Ruby Televised is coming back in December. So once they come back, we're going to find another place, another home. But it's been going really good, and we're going to keep it up. We're going to keep that going. And that's, your news and update with Troy Weeks Music. What about you guys, beloved? Any updates before we move on?
Ooh, yeah. So, as you said, I just dropped my debut EP, entitled "Foreign Landia: The Journey." Basically, I guess give you a little bit of background on the EP, or like what it means. It's just kind of expressing some of the thoughts and feelings that I have on different political views going on in America. Um, you know, just kind of just me emoting through different words and sounds. Um, so definitely check it out. Um, I'm also in the process of working out the details to get a video for one of the songs. So you can definitely stay tuned for that to come. I was featured at the Funk Family Showcase, as Troy said earlier, just this past Friday. So that was really cool. The performance is on Funkadelic's Facebook, so definitely go there and check it out. It was my first time performing for the showcase, of course. It was really cool. It was like lights and you know, cameras, and it was just like so cool. Let's see what else. Oh, I did. I walked in a fashion show.
You did?
Yes.
Talk about that.
So it was my second fashion show for New York Fashion Week. This one was themed, I am homeless, hashtag, stop child trafficking. So it's basically to spread awareness for, human and child trafficking. I didn't know, but it's actually, happening here in New York, which is kind of unbelievable. It's unfathomable to think that people would, still in today's time, like sell other human beings for sex or for whatever other reasons. Like it's kind of just crazy. So I definitely think we need to be spreading awareness about that, and trying to do something to bring it to an end, because that's crazy.
Right.
But the photos are coming in from that. I get tagged in one earlier. So the Set NYC on Instagram is where you can check out some of the photos for that fashion show. It was pretty cool. Also, I had my release party, like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Jay was there. Jay was there.
Yes, Jay was there.
She featured and she
Jay Zabrek
played
featured, and she played guitar. Oh my gosh, she was awesome. Troy Weeks Music was there.
I was there.
Yes,
I
he
hosted
did.
and performed.
Hosted and performed, and also did held the BGVs, the background vocals.
And background vocals.
Me.
Wow, I had a lot to do.
Yes, he was working. Okay, it was really, really cool. We had a little hiccup in the beginning, with the drums and the whole instrumental setup and everything, because I didn't get a chance to go to the venue and check it out for myself. But it was the first event that I threw. So it was definitely a learning experience. Ended up turning out amazing.
You learn every day.
Yes, absolutely. That's always the goal. So I'm going to post some photos and some videos from the release soon on my Instagram and my Facebook. I'm thinking about, I don't know, how do you feel about like Facebook now? Do you think like Facebook is kind of losing its momentum and people?
Jay, get a microphone. Get a microphone, Jay. In regards to what though? What do you mean?
I don't know. I just feel like more people tend to gravitate towards Instagram nowadays versus Facebook. Like.
Facebook and Instagram are the same company, so I don't think it matters at all.
Oh, really?
Boom.
Oh, wow. Okay, there we go.
They're going to get their money anyway.
Okay.
I mean, personally, just social media is a job for me, so I don't scroll.
Yeah,
I'll scroll up and down, and I don't get when I get a chance, but a lot of times I'm not on it because I'm scrolling through and looking at people's pages because I'm just...
You're focused on posting your own.
Yeah, I have so much I'm doing, and I don't manage it on myself. I'm just trying to get it all out, and radio show, and show.
Right,
so I'm like, it's just a lot.
Okay.
So because I manage it myself, it's just, I just use it to share what I'm doing so people want to be involved in what I'm doing, which it was created for. Yeah. That's how me. I like Facebook. They're talking about you in here.
Okay.
So I want to do a little quick segment. In honor of today is the first, we're back season 3 of my other radio show, which I'm a part of every Sunday, called Keeping It Real Hot and Fresh with the Real Hot and Fresh crew. And unfortunately, because I had to reschedule for Fashion Week, I am going to miss the opening tonight. because I'm here recording this beautiful show.
That's all right.
So in honor of that show, I want to do my segment that I do there called Drunk Off the Juice, just so you know. I could just, feel like I did my Drunk Off the Juice today. All right, so we're going to get right into it. This is Drunk Off the Juice with Troy Weeks Music. Get your cup, get your cup, get your cup.
Yeah.
Because it's going to fill up others. So, first off today,
I got my cup.
this is what it's called. I always introduce, so with Drunk Off the Juice, the segment I do, where I do a little title, and then I read you the actual title of the article, and then I just talk about it. So my title for the first thing today of Drunk Off the Juice is, we want the whole truth and nothing but the truth. The true story behind The Hustlers might even be wilder than the movie. So you guys see the movie The Hustlers with Cardi B, Jennifer Lopez, Keke Palmer. It's coming out. I mean, it's actually out. So this is it. Don't call them strippers. When Samantha Barbash and Rosalind, a.k.a. Rosie Keough, was first taken into police custody in 2014, the major issue was that the cops eventually and the media kept calm referring to them as strippers. You see, Samantha and Rosie weren't strippers. They were hustlers who ended up stealing about $200,000 from men, including doctors, lawyers, and bankers. In 2013, leading to a small ring of exotic dancers and strip club workers in a 4-month scheme that is the real-life inspiration for The Hustlers, the movie. The much-anticipated movie with Jennifer Lopez and Constantine Wu as the fictional characters for the two women who would very later like to clarify they were not strippers. None of us are strippers, Samantha said, and would always stress that. Nobody put us up to do anything, Rosie said. We are all strong women, don't give a fuck, and we are all strong women who don't fucking take shit from nobody. Okay, now you better come on. The whole telling their scheme definitely made headlines in New York tabloids, and it wasn't until journalist Jessica Persley in December 2015, in her story The Cut, titled "The Hustlers at Scores," went viral, that their modern Robin Hood story became infamous. Part 2 of this is, here's a little rundown about how it all goes down. So basically, in the article, they ran down about how this all happened. Samantha would reach out to the Win, one of the men on her client list, made up of guys who she encountered throughout the years at the clubs. If they were interested, Marisha and Karina would meet up with them at the beginning of the night for dinner and drinks, and the rest of the ladies would eventually join the party. A few hours of many drinks, and later on, they would suggest that they would go to a strip club where they would drive up his tab, likely maxing out whichever card they were swiping. If the mark was too tired to go out or just didn't, like taking drugs, they offered him a quick energy boost, like a sprinkle of MDMA and creatine in the drink. It would be used. Sounds similar, huh? Same thing allegedly Cardi B said she did on her IG that video that surfaced about her. It sounds so bad to say that we were like drugging people, Rosie said, but it was like normal. After that pinch of salt amount of drug, the rest of the night was lost to the men, whose credit card would be swiped, run up an insane bill at one night at the clubs that they negotiated with them that they would have no recollection of the following morning. If they approached Samantha threatening to go to the authorities, she would make him realize what he would be admitting to, especially if he had a wife, and eventually they would just let it go. You want to know more? Go to the movie. Hustlers in theaters right now. All right, and number 3 on Drunk Off the Juice. And the verdict is Huffman goes to jail for 14 days. So a couple months ago, I did Drunk Off the Juice, and I was talking about how Felicity Huffman, did the scheme with her daughter, trying to get her daughter in school without passing, the test and everything, whatever they did. So 6 months after her arrest in the college admission scandal, Felicity Huffman has learned her fate. On Friday in a Massachusetts court, the Oscar-nominated actress was sentenced to 14 days in prison, plus supervised release for 1 year, 250 hours of community service, and $30,000 fine for mail fraud and honest services mail fraud. She is the first parent among more than 40 to be sentenced in an alleged $25 million racketeering scheme to help wealthy people get their children into elite universities. She remained composed as a judge handed down the sentence. Her husband, William H. Macy, who accompanied her to court, remained stoic. The actress had 6 weeks to report to a federal judge to begin her jail sentence. In May, she pleaded guilty a month after issuing a public apology, accepting full responsibility for her actions. I'm pleading guilty to the charge brought against me by the United States Attorney's Office. I'm in full acceptance of my guilty, and with deep regret and shame over what I have done, I accept full responsibility for my actions and will accept the consequences that stem from those actions, she said in a statement at that time. I am ashamed of the pain I have caused my daughter, my family, my friends, my colleagues, and the education community. She continued, I want to apologize to them, and especially I want to apologize to the students who work hard every day to get into college and their parents who make tremendous sacrifices to support their children and do so honestly. As she concluded, she noted, my daughter who knew absolutely nothing about my actions and in my misguided and profound wrong way, I have betrayed her. This transgression toward her and the public I will carry for the rest of my life. My desire to help my daughter is no excuse to break the law or encourage dishonesty. You do the crime and you pay the time. That was my saying at the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Drunk Off the Juice, Troy Weeks Music. Hope you cups are full. Okay, and yeah, that's the tea for this week.
That was a lot of tea.
Mm.
I guess a whole lot of juice, I say.
Yeah. Well, have you guys seen the preview for the Hustlers? What do you guys think about that? Have you seen the preview? Anything about it? No? You don't care? Jade, just curious. Hustlers, have you seen the preview?
I have not, but I kind of want to now. I didn't really care to see it before, but now I'm like, everybody's talking about it. And the show that was on 3 shows before you, they were talking about it too, and they're boys, and they have this thing called toxic femininity that they talk about.
Right,
whatever.
which is the same thing as toxic masculinity. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's kind of like reverse racism.
Okay.
But he was getting mad. He was just like that they were doing this, and I'm like, the movie is called Hustlers, and they were hustling guys who were really, really rich on Wall Street, right? Did you see the movie?
No, I didn't see it, but it is on Wall Street.
It's about Wall Street,
right?
So I'm like, did you like Wolf of Wall Street? Like, or did you like all the other movies where like those guys are actually bad? Like to me, like they're like the heroines that are coming off after and stealing the money from those people who shouldn't have had it in the first place because they're stealing it from great American families. I don't know. To me, I would see it as a hero story, but I don't know. I didn't see them. It's kind of like women coming up because of this oppression.
Got you. And what did you think about
the school thing?
Yeah, with Felicity Huffman and
Felicity. I thought it was the girl from Full House. Is that her name?
No,
it was a different person.
Felicity,
probably a lot of
Felicity Huffman is it was known around her and Full House, yes.
Lori something.
Lori something, yes.
Yeah,
both of them, but mainly Felicity Huffman, whose face has been in the media about it. She was number one. Both of them did it, but she was number one in the media about it.
I think it's crazy that the daughter didn't know. Actually, it's probably a better thing that the daughter didn't know. She probably would have been embarrassed if she had known. She's way embarrassed more now. But
really, you just gotta live with that now. Like,
but people do that all the time. Why do you think the libraries are named after certain families in the school? Or that's what happens. It happened in the movie W about George Bush. I remember seeing a scene where George Bush is talking to his dad, and the father, they're both president, right? So the father was talking to him. This is when he was like in around in his 20s. He was like saying, or maybe his 30s or 40s, when he was saying like, I might go to be president too. And the George Bush Sr. was like, don't do that. He didn't want to do that. And he was just like, you're not good enough to be that, whatever. And then he was just like, what are you talking about? I went to Yale. I did all these things. And then he goes, why do you think you got into Yale?
Wasn't because you were smart.
Like, it's because of me and because of my money. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is like a history of what these people do. These rich people do this all the time. These are just the first people to get caught.
Okay.
It's not news.
Not at the news. Not at the news. Yeah, well, they out here, they got caught.
Yeah.
And that's that. Bye, Felicia.
I mean, it was bound to happen.
Yeah, it definitely was. And so I'm gonna get into a question. I'm gonna go live on this, and I want you to get in on this, Jade, because it's important that we talk about this. So it's kind of dirty. What's up, guys? It's your boy Troy Weeks Music. If you're just now tuning in, this is Keeping It Funky with Troy Weeks Music with my co-host God's Beloved.
Hey.
Also known as God's Beloved Universe. I see he hate when I say that, because anyway, we'll talk about that. And Jade's in the building too. And so this is a radio show, Keeping It Funky. And so I want to talk about a topic that they're talking about tonight on my radio show, Real Hot and Fresh. Shout out to Real Hot and Fresh if you guys are. Your guys are going to go up at 8. Fortunately, I'm here. Well, fortunately, because I'm still booked and doing this. But, God is good. Let's just say that. But the topic that they'll talk about tonight is this. It's trans women and men, real women and men. That's what the question was. And people are already going on Instagram and Facebook about it.
Well, are trans women...
Are trans people, men and women, real men and women? That's the argument.
Okay.
Because I feel like, us being cisgender men and women is just, it's always a battle, of, equality. And now in this battle of equality we're in right now, especially with the fight for trans people, it's important to be identified as who you want to be, which is, I think is great. And as times change, things change, and I think it's important to understand that. But also too, there's limits, and not limits. There's levels. How about that? That's what I meant to say. There's levels to it, and I feel like when things don't happen the way people want them to, people say things, and I just also feel like because of social media nowadays, people feel like they can say whatever they want, and do whatever they want. And when things coming out like Malik Yoba being and saying I love all women, especially including trans women, people in the trans community are saying like, oh well, you was having sex with trans boys and they were underage, and now you don't want to. This is some things come. So it's just a lot of things in the world when it comes to trans. And so I just want to know, when you hear that, what do you feel about it? Are trans men and women real men and women?
I mean, are all men real men?
Right.
Are all women real women? Like, I feel like you can be whatever you want to. One thing I don't agree with though is trans. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. Men or trans women in sports. I don't agree with that, because that is going to take away women's sports. Because unless they make their own sports
league or
all that's going to happen. Men are stronger than women. It's a fact. It's a fact. So when you transfer into becoming a woman, you're still stronger than the women. So you're going to be in the lead. And it's just going to happen. Like, then you're going to just, be on top of all these other women who have tried so hard to get there. And then they're still not going to be able to beat a man. I can't get with that.
Yeah, I mean, I can... Go ahead. What you going to say, guys?
I mean, I just feel like, I don't know, it's all too, like, I don't know, I want to say weird, but, if you were born a woman, to me, you're always going to be a woman. You're born a guy, you're always going to be a guy, no matter how many pills or surgeries or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you do to change yourself or try to change yourself. Like, the anatomy of, it's always going to be there. It's always going to be what it is, basically. So I just feel like, I don't know.
The process of changing your body is way harder than changing your attitude towards your body.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Like, just start loving yourself. Whatever body you love whoever you want. Be gay. That's cool.
Right.
Be gay. That's no problem with that. But changing your own body, like, I don't know. I'm a girl. I like girls. And I wasn't really a girly girl either when I was young. I was a tomboy and stuff like that. And I never wanted to be a boy, though. I wanted to, be a strong or, be a smart or things like that, but not being a boy. I don't know.
Right.
It's just different.
I think a lot... Oh. I think a lot of that has to do with the brain. Honestly, the reason why trans people, from what I've heard or what I've learned from what's been said or read, is that it's a chemical imbalance in the brain that makes you feel that way. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them or you can be who you are, but to them that's who they feel. They feel like they're in the wrong body, so they want to change. Like you, as you're different, you're a lesbian who likes women, but you don't want to be a boy. But some people really feel in their mind they're born in the opposite body, and so that's why they make the changes. I just feel like my issue with it is dishonesty, and I think that's my biggest thing. It's not people, because of the negativity that surrounds the dishonesty of it. It's caused so much problems, and now they're trying to get out of this, that film, that era of dishonesty, and be like, okay, this is who we are. We're proud, but it's like you already cut me, so now my cut's been healing. But now, you expect the world to wake up and change. And, things are happening day by day, and I support everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like as long as, start with just always being honest, I feel like, you won't, like God's beloved said, who God made you is who you are. If you're born a man, you're a man. If you're born a woman. That doesn't mean that you can't make changes to yourself and say, this is who I am now.
And that doesn't mean you have to be society's idea of what a complete man is. You can be girly in some areas and things like that, but just actually changing your body, I just feel like that's a little, it's too far.
Yeah. It's way too far.
I can understand what you guys say, but I just feel like we're not in the head, and we don't know what it's like. We're not trans, so we don't know what it's like to, outside of the people who are not born, who don't have that in their mind, and they want to be trans as mostly men to women trans, because of the lifestyle and things it brings. That was a big influx of that years ago. And
what do you mean?
Yeah. Meaning like men wanting to be women because you can become a sex worker, you can become, you could use your body to get money.
Oh, and like not tell the guys that you're...
Well, a lot of them didn't tell men that they were women. You know what I'm saying? They would just have sex with them for the money.
Mm.
Like I remember driving my car up to downtown to go to work, and they'd be outside like trying to get me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
But like you thought they were women?
No,
you knew.
I already knew.
But then
But some men don't know, and if you don't
Really?
know and you got the money, let's get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I've also spoken to some trans people who said like some of their friends have been converted into being trans, but didn't want to convert back to being a man. That's what I'm saying. Them who
Yeah.
have not worked, it's not in their brain. Like it's not their real life. They see it and want that to be their life, and then they decide, I don't want to be a girl, I want to be a man. It's like,
And then what if you make that permanent change?
how you already got breasts now. Like you already did. Like how do you already been living your life the last 10 years as a
Yeah.
man, like
Right.
a woman. How do you go back to being a man? Like
Right.
that
Well,
means
I've thought about that too. Like if I have like a kid or something like that tells me this, I'll entertain it in letting him do whatever he wants or her whatever he wants. I'm not gonna do any kind of hormones, nothing like that. If you want to do that, you can go get a job and you can pay for that yourself.
come on.
No, that's where I'm drawing the line. But whatever clothes you want to wear, whoever you want to date, that's different. That's completely different because you can change your clothes
Right.
once you're
yeah,
done.
you can change your clothes. I mean, you know, I don't prefer to dress up in wigs or put makeup on or anything like that. But I mean, you know, if you feel like, you know, you identify more with females or, you know, you like, you know, wearing female clothes, I mean, hey, if that's your prerogative, by all means, you know, go on and put on a drag show or go on and, you know, just, you know, do what you do. But at the end of the day, I feel like you're still a man. Like when I was younger, like I knew I was gay. I knew I liked guys. I have 4 sisters. We played sisters, so I would put on like a little sheet and make me a dress and put my mom's heels on and a shirt on. You know, like, so I got some hair. And, like, you know, we would play around the house. But you know, I knew still at the end of the day that I was a man. You know what I'm saying, or at least a boy. And you know, like I don't do that now, but I don't know. I just feel like, you know, hey, do what you do, but I don't know. I feel like the whole trans woman, trans guy, and that's just the whole changing body parts and growing, you know, extra body parts. It's just the whole, just too much.
You don't grow body parts. It's not like it doesn't work that way. But
Look, I mean, because if you don't have if you weren't born with a penis and then, you know what I'm saying, in a couple years you now actually have a penis or a functional penis, because that, you know, happens. That's you know, that's growing a body part because it wasn't there before.
I mean, if it naturally grows, accept it.
Right.
well, I mean, at the end of the day, all people are real people. That's just how I feel, and they deserve respect and love. We all do. I just feel like be honest. Just be honest. Like I feel like I don't think certain thing is a real man or a woman. You are a real man or a real woman. You can't change that to be that. You already are that.
We're all both. We all have estrogen and we all have testosterone. We just have different
Right.
levels of it.
Right.
You know, there's no 100% man, 100% woman. We all have both.
Right, because once upon a time there were, you know, hermaphrodites.
There still are. Not once upon a time. That still happens. Like that's, yeah. I think like 1% of people are born like that. Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, wow.
But then at birth, they make the parents choose, or they give the parents the option to choose. I read this book. I think it was called As Nature Made Us. I'm not sure what it's. It was about two twin boys were born. And one of them, you know how they have the circumcisions when they're born?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of them, the circumcision went wrong. And he ended up losing like half the penis. Yeah, and so they were like, oh my God, what do we do? So they decided.
How do you lose half the penis?
Because they burn it off, so they burned a little too much.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they ended up taking it off completely and raising him as a girl. The doctors recommended this.
Wow.
So just don't tell him.
Oh my goodness.
Raise him as a girl. And they were twins, so they're like the doctor saw this as an experiment. Yeah. So and then they went through like they saw the psychiatrist their whole life and like, you know, doing like studies on him and stuff and research on both of them. And come to find out, like the little boy, when he was going through puberty, he didn't go through girl puberty, he went through boy puberty. He didn't get boobs, like he got hair. They're like, what's going on? You know, because he didn't have any hormones or anything like that. That's when he found out that he was born a boy. And he was like, well, I always knew. Like, I always knew I was a boy. Like, y'all make me wear dresses, but I always knew that I was the same as him. Like,
wow.
It's a really good book. I have it if you want to check it out.
Oh,
Wow,
no.
might have to check that out.
I feel so bad for him because he has no repeat.
Yeah. Well, he has a wife now. He's good.
Oh.
Did they add one to it?
I don't know if he had like I don't know. I didn't go that in deep, but they said at the end of the book like he's married and I think he has 2 kids, but I think they're like the wife's kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That was
Aw.
wow. that was something. So thank you
That
guys for that
is-
topic. You guys want to know more, you guys can hit us up. Leave us comments and all that good stuff. It's going to be posted on the Skies Crescent Radio. And I did a live here on IG, so and so some of them did too. So check us out. Yeah. So now we're going to get into Hot on Your Mind. Since we got Jay and we have God's Beloved. I want to make sure, you know, that's my thing, and I want to make sure that, you know, we keep it going. So, I want to know what's hot on your mind. I'm going to start with you guys, beloved. Please tell me you got something hot on your mind. What's hot on your mind, guys, beloved?
What's hot on God's beloved's mind? Let's see.
Come on, it's hot. What you mad about? What's on your mind?
What I'm mad about.
Sure, it's ready, Jay. Go ahead, Jay. Jay got
Yeah, go
something.
ahead.
I'm ready
Jay.
because I was talking about this earlier with someone, and then it happened. I was just talking about how people always assume, or whenever they meet you, they ask you like where you're from. I don't know if y'all. I'm Hispanic, so I get this question all the time. I don't speak Spanish, and it kind of offends me because when people ask me where I'm from, I'll tell them I'm from Texas, and for some reason that's not an acceptable answer. And they continue to ask, oh, well, where are you from? And I'm like, dude, if I wanted to tell you where my great-grandparents were from when you asked me, I would have said that.
Right,
But I
okay.
didn't. I said I was from Texas.
Oh, look at her. Look at her face. You see the face? God damn it. I said I'm from fucking
But you
Texas.
should read that in the answer. Like, if people ask me where I'm from, like, the first question is fine. I'm from Texas. Cool. Next question, let's move on.
Right.
Don't push it. Obviously, if I had wanted to tell you I was from some other country, I would have. I wouldn't have, like...
But why don't they just ask you what's your nationality to get that out of the way?
What is my nationality? It's American.
What's
Isn't
your
it- isn't it?
ethnic background?
My ethnic background. Okay, that question. Then I'm Mexican.
Because I would ask you that. Well, what's your ethnic Because everybody, like you said, everyone's not from. But because I look Spanish and my
Right.
great grandparents are from Mexico, doesn't mean that I'm from Mexico
Yeah.
too. Like
Right, exactly.
I'm from Texas.
I'm from Texas,
You know.
and there's millions of us that don't speak Spanish.
There's millions of New Yorkers that don't speak Spanish either. Join the club.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I experienced that honestly a little bit more when I came to New York, though. When I'm from Texas, there's more of us. So I didn't really get bothered by that. Everybody speaks English. But when I come here, I was expected to speak Spanish. I lived on 116th Street, and everywhere I went, people were speaking Spanish. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I would listen, but I would answer them back in English, and then they would get offended, and they were like, well, where are you from? And I'm like, well, I'm from Texas. And they're like, where your parents didn't teach you Spanish? I'm like, no, my parents were born here, too. And they did not speak Spanish. Like, it just...
Wait,
it
so your
just
mom
gets
doesn't speak
me.
Spanish either? I didn't know that.
She only for money.
Only for money.
Yeah, she doesn't get paid for that.
So she like ain't speaking-
At work, when they ask her to get speak Spanish, they're like, no, we have translators for that. You can put some money in my check, and then I'll speak Spanish for you. I don't
Right.
get paid for that.
I love
Okay,
it.
hello.
Shout out to mom. She don't play. I love
Yeah.
her. She knows how to party too.
My dad didn't speak Spanish growing up, but he learned it as an adult, so he kind of knows it now. And I didn't. You know.
You didn't care. You didn't care to learn it.
Well,
either?
no, not that I didn't care. Both of my parents grew up in an era in the 70s where they were made fun of for speaking Spanish, so they purposely didn't put that on me. And now I'm having the opposite effect.
Right. Because I don't speak Spanish. Like, yeah, and I've had that same thing to me, and I don't look Spanish, but when I tell people that my ethnic background, they're like, oh, well, you don't speak Spanish? And I'm like, no, I don't speak Spanish. You know, my grandparents, and my
And
parents.
honestly, I understand a lot more than I let people know. And I like that.
Boom.
Yeah,
Hello.
well, I don't have to prove to you that I speak Spanish. I can understand what those people said. I can understand when people are making fun of me, and I can walk away. But there's no reason for me to talk back to them. Like,
I get it. So you want to teach your kids to like Spanish? You're like, even though we're of Hispanic descent, you're like, if my kids don't ever learn Spanish, I'm cool with it.
I don't know. I mean, this is sad to say, but what is it giving me? It's going to allow me to understand more racism.
I mean, I think it's so
Coming from the black person that
coming,
speaks
coming
Spanish.
from the
Yeah, he does.
Native American. Hello.
Oh, excuse me.
Who
But then he's
speaks
extra. He's
Spanish.
special.
Hey, yes, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I learned Spanish back in high school.
Tell us in Spanish.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do all that for you.
No, you mean you learned it in school? Because I learned it in school. I know school, but I'm talking about like in carry a conversation.
Yeah, no,
Yeah?
I actually, my boss put it on my ID, so I started to get paid for,
Oh,
you know, for being able to speak Spanish. I was actually, when I did door-to-door sales, they put me in an all Spanish territory because they found out I could speak Spanish, so I had to come up with the pitch and, you know what I'm saying, and go but the problem with that was, you know, a lot of people in the neighborhood didn't really have bank accounts, so it was a little difficult for me. People were like, I got a check or I got cash. I'm like, no, I need a credit card, debit card. It's like, oh, no tengo un cuenta. So I was, like, okay, that's not really working out. But I think it's a great, skill to have. It's a beautiful language. It opened doors for me. And I just think just learning another language kind of does something to the brain in general. I love words. I love, the English word and the English language, excuse me. And just, I just think it's beautiful and it can, it can make you some money. And not only that, I don't know, it's just good to learn different languages. You can connect with different people. Like, I've literally been able to eat on days where I would not have been able to otherwise because I spoke to a Spanish person or I, talked to or started speaking in Spanish and they were like, oh, we can understand each other now. So, okay, let's get this conversation going. I don't know, like, all the words, but, who knows every single last word in any language. But I think it's a great skill to have.
Facts. Well, maybe we'll learn it one day, maybe we won't. I took it in school,
too.
It's a
mind block for me. It's not about learning it. I'm smart enough for it. It's a mind block. It's a mental thing that I don't want. I don't know. I was talking to my friend earlier because I felt like I learned Spanish and English together when I was a baby. My grandma spoke Spanish, and that's who I was raised by. But it was only until I started going to school. I went to school with all the white kids. It was me, white kids, and one kid that was half Hispanic, half white, and she didn't want anything to do with me. So why was I going to speak Spanish? So that I could be more different?
She could be more special.
Right.
But yeah, in my own mind, not to them.
Right.
Well, who cares what they think? It's
well,
really
that
all
age
about
is different.
Yeah, I was 5 years old.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely what's out on your mind. I like when you get passionate. Because I want to see you slap somebody up. I'm waiting for it one day. I want to see the muscles slap somebody up. Okay. God's beloved. What's hot on your mind, God's beloved?
What's hot on my mind? I guess just, maybe the whole food situation. Actually, you know what?
Oh, there we go. There it is.
There we go. I just thought about it. Every time I walk past a damn Popeyes, I get so disgusted. Like, thoroughly disgusted. Like, I want you to feel that because, so number one, if you've seen any of the viral videos of the, like, people opening their chicken and there's maggots in their chicken from Popeyes, or
I've never seen that.
Yeah, hello. Just go to YouTube, search maggots in chicken on Popeyes or Popeyes chicken, and I bet you it's going to come up. I promise you. Just like yeah, it's completely disgusting. Somebody found a rat in their chicken box.
That was
like
in Harlem, 145th in Harlem. I remember that.
Yo, completely disgusting. I just read in an article that there's fecal matter in the soda machines and in the little ice trays. So like the ice dispenser. So when you get ice in your soda that comes, from those machines, you're also drinking fecal matter.
In Houston. On the news, they had this anchorman. I forget his name. Ron something. I'm not making that up. It's his real name. Ron
Burgundy.
Yeah, but it's not that. But it's kind of funny. I think they might have made him after this guy because he's really hilarious. But he has this segment that he would always do like once a week. It was called Slime in the Ice Machine, and he would talk about some restaurant that had that in it. Like every week, he would talk about it.
Yeah, come on, I'm telling you, it's the restaurants that were named were McDonald's, KFC. Burger King, Popeyes.
All of them.
Yeah, basically half of the fast food chains that are out there have fecal matter in their ice dispensers and in the soda dispensers. I think it was Burger King that somebody had tested one of the ice machines in Burger King and it had never been cleaned, basically. Like, it was just completely disgusting. And Burger King's response was, oh, well, we have procedures and tests and stuff in place to make sure that it stays clean. But obviously it wasn't. Like, hello, it was so disgusting. They did a test at McDonald's. McDonald's was like, oh, okay, well, we'll revisit the policies and procedures and we'll basically get on it. Like, they didn't deny that their ice machines were dirty and full of fecal matter, but like, that's just disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, ugh. I remember it was years ago, me and my dad had went to McDonald's and I had got a double cheeseburger. and this was like the start of, I guess my whole kind of fast food desertion, like I, just getting rid of it and, not really liking it, especially McDonald's. But I had bit into the burger. I already bit into it, which is the worst part. So I bite into this burger and then something tells me to look inside the burger. And this is when I also start inspecting my food too, because you never know. I lift up the burger. In between the patties, okay, was a big ass water bug. Like just smushed and cooked in between the damn patties.
What was this at?
McDonald's in Washington D.C. somewhere. Yo,
How do they not see this when they're putting it together?
hello, like,
They don't make the food with love. They don't care.
come on, like, who's cooking this food? Like, who is just okay with giving somebody a burger with a roach in it? Like, was this just an old burger? It was probably an old burger just sitting somewhere and they just rewrapped it or something. I don't know. It was just completely disgusting. My dad was so mad. Like, he went in there and he caused hell. And this was before he had became a pastor and everything. So he went in there, he was cursing. He's caused a whole storm. But, like, yo, I'm telling you guys, just be careful of, where you eat at. You know what I'm saying? It's better to make your own drinks. Make you some homemade tea. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I don't know. It's just, I just can't believe. Like, this is happening nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
I understand. I don't want to talk about roaches and burgers no more. I'm over it.
Yo,
Next,
really disgusting, okay?
yeah, that's horrible. But I definitely want to talk about what's hot in my mind. I feel like
what's hot on your
doing
mind?
part-time jobs lately, you meet people and things like that. And I just hate when I go into a place and someone's not the boss, but they act like they are the boss because you are a temp. Motherfuckers. Listen up. If you is not the boss, don't tell me what to do.
Okay.
Okay? I am a temp paid to be here by the boss to work. Unless the boss tells me that you are in charge of what I'm supposed to be doing, don't try to be the boss telling me what to do. I'm sick and tired of going into places, not just for me, that's for other people too. Every time I go to these little places, they treat the temps crazy. Like, like a lot of these places we get free food and stuff, and they'll be like, I'm about to say their name, but I might go back and work there. So I'm not gonna do that. But one of the places in particular, the workers just be on their phones and doing all that, like doing like whatever they want, and then we'll be sitting there as temps working hard, trying to make the moves. I'm like,
make these dollars.
First of all, we both be doing the same thing. I see what it is. So when I see what it is, I see what it is. All it takes for me is if this is what y'all doing, I'm gonna do what you're doing, but I'm gonna do it differently because I know I'm a temp. But I ain't that guy. Y'all already know me. I ain't with it. But I see how other people do. Like, they try to, like, so hard to be the boss when they're not. Okay, I want you. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it.
Okay, you want me to do what? Ignore you because you are who?
Yeah, I just, I see something. That's just for those motherfuckers. If you out here and you is not the boss, you know what I'm saying? No, you want to be the boss. But, let me see that. No, you want to be the boss. Oh, that's something I'm about to say. I thought you was trying to take my gig. He over here looking at the Jack Joe. I thought he was trying to take my gig. So, sorry, y'all. So, yeah, so I just feel like, sometimes I go into situations where I just go in and work and be out. But there was this one time at band camp where this lady, sometimes these Spanish, and I'm black and Puerto Rican, so it's not about that. But these Spanish people in these places, they be doing the most sometimes. And the reason why I say that is because they think they could talk to you any kind of way and treat you any kind of way because you don't talk Spanish, and they stick together. Mm-hmm. So there was this one time I was doing
that's why I say it pays to know the language, baby.
I was working this event doing plating for 600 people. I'm not a cook. I don't cook. But they had me out here doing all this, whatever. So I'm going to do something in this that I know how to do. And I move things around, shift things, whatever. This lady proceeded to tell me to get something, and she never said please or thank you. She was just like, and I was like, we don't do that. We're all adults in here. We're going to say please and thank you. Use our manners that we were born with, that our parents taught us, okay? Thank you. And ever since then, please and thank you. You know what I'm saying? Some people probably won't say anything, and I see people all the time. They won't say nothing. I'm not that guy. My name is Troy X Music. Get with it. Like, I don't take kind to those kind of things. Being bullied or seeing somebody being bullied, I'm going to say something. So don't come out here trying to be my boss if you ain't the boss. Point blank, period. Because guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you about yourself. Go where? That way. Because I already was told what I need to do. Point blank, period. All right, I'm sorry. I'm done. I just had to be ratchet for a second because people be trying to do the most. These motherfuckers out here. You're doing the same job I'm doing. Stop trying to tell me what to do. We're going to take like a little short break, and we're going to come back before we head out with God's Beloved. I just need a second, like a music break, anything, for a second. My mouth is chapped. I ain't got no water. My throat is thirsty. Just for a second. And then we're going to come back with God's Beloved, closing out when we're talking about his EP and listen to one or two of his songs on the way out the door.
Hey.
All right. No, I'm kidding. All right, guys, I'm back. We're back. So short break. So we're gonna just God's Beloved. Again, like I told you earlier, released his EP. It's now available on digital media platforms. And of course, we want to show love to God's Beloved here at Keeping It Funky because he's been holding it down. Need to give him a valuation, and he's been holding it down. But wanted to show some love to his music. You in violation. We'll talk about that later. No, but I wanted to show some love to his music and his EP. Is his mic off?
Hello.
No, you just talk low. And so, in order to honor, show, and love to his music, we're gonna play some of his songs. And so, can you just tell us a little bit about your inspiration behind your EP? Foreignlandia. Tell us the name of it again.
Foreignlandia, The Journey.
That's what I thought, but I want to make sure I keep fixing that. Keep saying part one. Foreignlandia, The Journey. Can you tell us a little bit about your inspiration?
Sure. So Foreignlandia, The Journey kind of came about just through a production of different songs. At different points over the past 2.5 years, with the, I guess, different things that go on in politics and just different world events or how I was feeling. I would write something or I would make a beat and then, just put whatever I was feeling behind it. And so the first song, or I guess, kind of intro song, came to me, and it's called Foreign Land Part 1. And that basically was just like, I don't know, it was just like the introduction to this world. This
let's get right into the introduction to this world. Foreignlandia Part 1, let's go right to it.
Okay, let's see. Right turn, Foreignlandia. Foreign land. No wonder of too far. foreign land, you better act the part. That's beloved, y'all. When you're in a foreign land.
Hey, Foreign Land Part 1.
Yes. So that's the intro to all of that.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna play one more song, and this is the latest song that he added to the release. Dead Information? No. No, I know that you did something else. You added something special at the end.
Well, this is.
But I'm saying that in your release, you did. This was the actual like the newer song and biggest song for your release.
Yes.
So, and go right to it. What's the name?
It's called Dead Information.
Dead Information, and give us like 1 minute about 30 seconds about what it's about again. This is the particular song that it's in regards to.
Yeah, so this song actually I was inspired to write this song after the unfortunate death of Nipsey Hussle, and you know, it basically just kind of emotes how I feel about people who've died, trying to, you know, stand up for our rights, or you know, give information to empower us. You know, it's a long line of people: Nipsey Hussle, Jesus, Malcolm X,
Gotcha.
Dr. Martin Luther King. You know, so it's Dead Information.
Dead Information, ladies and gentlemen, God's beloved. Check it out. Again, that's Dead Information, God's Beloved. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, guys. You know what time it is. That time. Again, shout out to God's Beloved. You know, shout out to you doing your music. You know, I know you win. I know you was trying, and you ain't had no songs, and now look at you. You had music out, you had a release, and you're doing your thing. Proud of you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Shout out to JJ Beck as always. You know, holding it down, making moves, and jumping on when she can. When I ask her to, she's always, you know, never says no.
Yes.
Shout out to her.
And actually, while we're talking about Jade, we're going to be we're getting the details together to do an acoustic version for Dead Information. So that's, you know, you're gonna be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna post a video of that live performance that we did from the release party. I completely loved it, so I think, you know, it's going to be an amazing project. So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned, guys. Until next week, until next time, you know where to find me. You can find God's Beloved at God's Beloved Universe.
God's Beloved Universe.
You can find me, Troy Weeks Music, at Troy, Weekes Music. Until next week, until next time, stay funky, y'all. Woo, woo. Period.